guys, this is week 38 Project Life and I'm starting with my photos, and I also have a little sticker from when I voted, and I'm going to use the September Studio Calico Documenter kit this week. So I'm just starting by going through the cards, and my photos are reasonably neutral, so I think I'm just going to kind of stick with a neutral theme for the cards as well, except I do really love that floral so I'm going to use that for the title card. So now I'm just going through these 3x4 cards to pick out some. There's only 2 spots I need this time. That one's perfect. It says this is everything. There was another one similar that said favorite, but it's spelt with American spelling, so I do tend to try and avoid favorite if I can. I did just swap out that other card for one with a bit more yellow in it, but I am going to use it for my title card anyway. So this is pretty much it for the week. Now I can start working on my cards. I've got a little Instax photo down here, and I'm going to back that with an actual photo rather than a card, but I just want to add a little bit more colour to it, so I think I'm going to layer one of these papers from the 4x6 pad behind it, and I really like this teal stripe. So couldn't decide whether to have them vertical or horizontal, but I think I'm going to go vertical so that either side of the Instax photo has a little bit of the teal colour. Tried to trim that with my trimmer, but because I've already stapled it, it didn't trim very well, so I had to trim that out with my scissors. I'm only adding just a tiny touch of colour behind it, so and I will just stick that photo down because obviously the staple wasn't going to hold it well enough, and then just stick that onto the photo. I loved the photo, but it didn't really have any context until I put the Instax photo on top of it, so that's why I've gone that way. For this card here, I wanted somewhere to add my journaling, and I really loved this pink journal card, so I am just going to hack that apart and use the pieces of it to add to this card. So I'm trimming down the big square on 3 sides, and that's where I'm going to put my journaling, and then I'm going to use the title from the card as sort of an embellishment. Just working out where I'm going to put everything, and I really like how that looks. This card here is literally getting nothing done to it. I'm going to stick the photo down and call that done. And for this one here, I loved the sentiment that was along the bottom of this journal card, so I'm just going to fussy cut really roughly around that and then stick it onto the bottom of my photo. So there was quite that large dark area at the bottom of the photo, and I wasn't sad about covering that up with this piece, so I'm just using a little bit of tape, and I'm going to stick that on and then just trim off the bottom of it, and it will just add a nice little white strip with the sentiment along the bottom of my photo. Now I'm going to do a little bit of journaling on this card just through my typewriter, and I just stuck the sticker onto the top of the card first, and then once that's done, I'm going to do another lot of journaling on that wee card that I had cut apart. I wish I had drawn a line of where it was going to sit though, because it is very close to the edge on one line, but I sort of managed to squeeze it on without cutting off the journaling. And then I can stick the photo down beside it and add the little title as well. Just was gonna put it down the bottom, and then I think I like it better up the top, and I tried it in the card as well. Again, totally indecisive, but ended up putting it up the top. And then I'm going to use, I love this washi tape. I love these little die cut circle washi bits, so I'm adding a few of them. I added the diamond to that gap in the bottom of that journal card, one to my Instax photo, and then I add this one to the photo of my washing here, but as I'm pulling the tape out, I see another couple that I think I'd prefer to use more. I'm not going to bother trying to peel it off, I'm just going to stick it straight over the top. And that's pretty much done. I just need a title card now, so I'm going to use this. These lime green alphas, I'm never going to use lime green alpha, so I decided to try to cover them up. So grab my Stays On ink, I figured that would work best on this sort of glossy kind of card, and I'm just like smushing the ink all over the letters. So I did need to heat it with my heat gun just a little bit, not too closely, just to dry it off, and I did repeat that process a couple of times to make them solidly black, but now I have a set of black letters, which is way more useful than lime green. For my date stamp label, I'm just going to use the bottom of this journal card. I've just trimmed it down a little bit, and I'm going to stick it to the bottom here and then just trim it down. and that's where I will stamp my date, and then I can just add my newly blackened letter stickers on the top. Struggle a tiny bit to try and space them out. I figured if I started from one end and moved, left to right, it might look a bit weird, so I started from the left and then the right and then the left, and it still looked weird, so not a great way to do that, but luckily they peeled off reasonably easily, so I could sort of spread them out a little bit. And then I go to do my date stamping, and I faff about with how I'm going to stamp it and wasn't paying attention. And I've stamped 2018 again. This is like the third time this has happened. I really need to be more careful. So for now, I'm just going to finish my date stamping, and then I'm going to kind of try to just stamp over the top of it with 2017. And it looks really messy, but I'm going to try and live with it. Add my little heart, and that is this week all done. Now, once I stopped filming, I realized I didn't want to live with it like that. It looked super messy, so I just pulled the label off, stuck a new one on, and re-stamped the dates, and I was much happier with it. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.